Mahim's D'Souza Chawl is a bustling maze of homes by day, but at night its narrow lanes grow silent, save for the whispers around an old, uncovered well. Decades ago, a woman fell into it, her cries unheard, and her spirit, they say, never left. Aarti, a college student, moved into the chawl to save on rent. Locals warned her about the well, but she laughed it off. Mumbai was too alive for ghosts. One humid night, unable to sleep, Aarti sat by her window overlooking the courtyard. At 2 in the morning, she heard a soft sob, like a woman weeping. Peering out, she saw nothing but the well's dark mouth, glinting under a street lamp. The sobs grew louder, now mixed with a faint splashing, as if someone struggled in water. Aarti's curiosity overpowered her fear. She crept downstairs, phone in hand, and approached the well. The air turned cold, the sobs now desperate gasps. She leaned over the edge, shining her phone's light into the blackness. The water was still, but her reflection stared back, except it wasn't her. The face was pale, eyes hollow, mouth open in a silent scream. Aarti stumbled back, heart racing. The sobbing stopped, replaced by footsteps, wet, slapping footsteps circling her. She ran to her room, locking the door. Her phone buzzed, showing a video she hadn't recorded. Her own figure by the well, leaning in, and a pale hand reaching from the water toward her. The next morning, Aarti found wet footprints leading from the well to her door. She moved out that week, but the video remained on her phone, undeletable. Sometimes, late at night, she hears splashing, even in her new apartment, far from Mahim. In the heart of Colaba, the skeletal remains of Mukesh Mills loom like a forgotten relic of Mumbai's industrial past. Abandoned after a mysterious fire in the 1980s, the old mill, with its rusted machines and crumbling walls, has become a favorite spot for Bollywood horror shoots. But only during the day. Locals say that once the sun goes down, something else takes over the mill. Rohan, a young cinematographer, scoffed at the rumors. Tasked with a late-night shoot for a low-budget thriller, he arrived at the mill at 9 p.m. with a skeleton crew. The air was thick with salt from the nearby sea, and the mill's vast, empty halls echoed with distant drips. As the crew set up lights, Rohan wandered deeper into the mill, scouting for a perfect shot. His flashlight caught glints of broken glass and twisted metal, but something else moved in the shadows, a flicker too quick to be human. Rohan V.O. Probably a rat, he muttered, but his pulse quickened. He reached a cavernous room where an old loom stood, its threads inexplicably taut. A faint hum filled the air, like a machine whirring to life. Rohan froze as the hum became a whisper, unintelligible but urgent, circling him. His flashlight flickered, then died. In the darkness, he felt a cold breath on his neck. Panicked, he stumbled back toward the crew, only to find the set deserted. The lights were off, cameras abandoned. Rohan, V.O., guys, he called, his voice swallowed by the mill's vastness. A shadow darted across the wall, tall, humanoid, but wrong, its limbs too long. Rohan's phone buzzed, showing a photo he hadn't taken himself, standing by the loom, with a blurry figure behind him. He ran, heart pounding toward the exit. The whispers grew louder, now in a language he didn't recognize, chasing him through the corridors. As he burst into the open air, the crew was there, packing up. "Where were you? We looked everywhere." Rohan tried to explain, but his phone was dead, the photo gone. The crew dismissed it as exhaustion, but as they drove away, Rohan glanced back. In the mill's broken windows, a shadow watched him, motionless. The next day, Rohan quit the project. He never returned to Mukesh Mills, but at night he still hears that hum, faint but unmistakable, in the quiet of his Mumbai flat. The 8th floor of Grand Paradi Towers, Malabar Hill, shimmer with the unmistakable glow of wealth and prestige, but their 8th floor carries a dark curse. Since 1998, over 20 suicides have plagued the building, most from that floor, where residents report an oppressive dread. Vikram, a businessman, rented an 8th floor flat for its stunning sea view. The rent was suspiciously low, but he ignored the rumors. The first night, he felt uneasy, as if someone watched him from the shadows. By the 3rd night, he woke to a creaking sound, like someone pacing the balcony. Peering outside, he saw nothing but the city's glittering skyline. The creaking returned nightly, always at 3 a.m. One night, Vikram stayed awake, clutching a cricket bat. The sound began, slow and deliberate, circling the flat. He flung open the balcony door, but it was empty. As he turned back, a mirror reflected not his face but an older man's, gaunt and hollow-eyed, staring blankly. The next morning, Vikram went to the Baba, seeking help. The Baba came to visit his house. He performed a cleansing ritual, but that night the creaking became a voice, low, muttering, "Leave." Vikram packed his bags, but as he reached the elevator, it stopped on every floor, doors opening to empty corridors. On the ground floor, the liftman glanced at him oddly. "You're alone, sir?" he asked. Vikram nodded, but the liftman's eyes flicked to the space behind him. Vikram left the towers and never returned. Months later, he learned another tenant on the 8th floor had jumped from the balcony. Sometimes, in his new home, Vikram hears creaking, faint but persistent, as if something followed him from Grand Paradi.